All right, it's Paul here, doing a little video. Got asked by a member to do a review on my hunting bow this year. He sent me to shoot a couple of, or put a couple pictures up of it, wanting to know what it was and how I liked it. So I'll start with the arrows, quiver back. As I've been shooting for the last probably 6 months to a year, for a hunting arrow would be the black vintage, or the Black Eagle vintage, 600 spines. They're cut about 30 and a half. And they come in at about 420 with 125 grain single bevel Van Diamond broadhead, and they are resting securely in this nice tight spot quiver. I like tight spots for two reasons. They get very close to the bow. You can change the angle at which they sit so your feathers aren't hanging way out here past your limb. You can tuck them in there real nice, and they're very fast, quick detachable. I always shoot with my quiver off in a tree stand. So I like that scenario. I love my Selway strap-on quivers for my wood bows, but for something that I can attach hardware to and get a compound style riser or compound style quiver, I like a tight spot on any application. Well, there's my arrow and my quiver set up and my broadheads. Now for the bow. You can look at my YouTube channel, Stick and String Life, for the backstory how I got the bow back. But I've had this bow, this is my second time owning it. Whack my nose. Welcome to archery. But this is a Striker Rk1. New breed makes the riser, and Striker provides the power in the limbs. Really nice bow, really lightweight, really durable, being it's a metal riser bow. You know, you're on, oh, clear up. What are we doing here? Okay. The only downside, come on. The only downside to wood bows in my mind, or wood bolt together bows, is you've got 3 pieces of wood, you got 3 stress points or 3 points of failure. Metal riser bows in my mind is a better option for like backcountry hunting, or really hard running gun hunting. You just got less to go wrong in my mind. I don't know, that's just me. Running bow jacks on the limbs, I think out of all the silencers for far as limb savers, these bow jacks I can tell have done more sound reduction, in my opinion personally, than any other limb mounted silencer. Running some good old Wilson tennis racket tape on the handle, I guarantee the archer community has made Wilson a lot of money, because I love his stuff. Old Wayne Wallen turned me onto it way back when. So my bow that I'm shooting is 60 inches long. It's 45 at 28, and I'm running this old cheap. What they made this for was a crossbow stabilizer that you could screw into the front, but it's just an old 12-ounce stabe, and it sets this bow, balances it perfectly up and down, which is how I like my bows. I don't like a lot of back lean, and I don't like a lot of front lean. I like it straight up and down. Running a triple T string. Our friend Trevor Fielder makes these. He does a real phenomenal job making strings. We put him to work making all our strings. You know how many bows I go through, and he makes me one for every one of them, so he gets practice. So shout out to Trevor. And that's my setup. I'm gonna fire a couple of arrows off for you, just so you can hear the quietness of it. I'll do 2 arrows with the quiver off, and I'll do 2 arrows with the quiver on. At out to 25 yards so far, I can't see any difference in the sound, or not the sound, but the way the bow shoots. Sometimes you'll put a quiver on the bow and it just doesn't shoot. It detunes it or makes it jump different or something. That's why I don't like it. But I've shot them both ways with this setup, and it shoots pretty good both ways. This shot's about 16 yards. I'll put the quiver on for you. These quivers, I will admit, for $140, you have to play with them a little bit to get them quiet. You put them on, and before I could snap the string, and it'd vibrate real bad. I did notice though, if you've got the arrows fletchings anywhere near each other, they would do a lot of the vibrating, and it would sound like a 6-string orchestra, man. Take the head off and fill it a little bit more with something else behind that foam to give it a little more sound dampening. But still love them. Best quiver in my mind on the market. It might actually make the bow just a touch quieter. Just a little bit more rattle in the head. I'm gonna have to go do something about that. But folks, there you go. There's my Rk1 mini review. I like the cutouts on these things. They just look so futuristic and cool. And light. For a metal riser bow, that's light. I was shooting a WF-19. Love the bow. Love the people that run that place. But for how I hunt, it was just a little heavy, you know. You can't do this with the WF-19. You'll throw your shoulder out. But anyway, this is Paul. Here's your review. I'm going to sign out, do a little more shooting. Y'all shoot straight and God bless.